Well, what's up, everybody? My last video, you saw me install my bathroom. Looking good. And I don't know if you've seen my previous videos. If not, go ahead and watch those. But I had a piece of walnut right here, and for some reason the clear coat that I put on it was very splotchy. It was not going on even, so I just threw up some little decorative black and white stripes just to cover up the splotchiness. It looks alright, just to match all my other color schemes going on in here. Well, this video is going to be about my refrigerator. And this isn't your typical Dometic isotherm. This is a Magic Chef mini fridge that runs on 110 volt. And I'll tell you why I picked this. So one of the big reasons was price. You know as well as I do, if you're looking for a RV fridge, the prices are pretty significant. And not only were the ones that I was looking at that actually had a freezer for some ice cream were like $2,000 plus the shipping, you know. This thing was like $250, and the power draw was about the same as all the Dometic ones. And let me show you something. I've got an EcoFlow Max 2000 watt hour power station. Now this thing's got your 12 volt connections, little USB ports. It's got your AC connectors and any charging that you deem necessary. So it's got 12 volt charging, it's got solar charging, it's got carport charging, and if you really want to, you can hook it up to a main power source and charge it that way. This thing is awesome. I mean, I had the refrigerator on the highest setting, meaning it was getting as cold could be, and this thing was running for about 6 hours, and it still wasn't even a quarter of the way dead. So this thing can run all night long plus some with this little refrigerator. But I got this a little while ago for the sole purpose of running a refrigerator. And the reason I did that was I just didn't want the refrigerator pulling any power from my main batteries and worrying about that draining over time. Even though I do have 400 amp hours of battery with 800 watts of solar, so it probably could handle it. Worst case scenario, I can hook them both up. But this thing will just be running my refrigerator. For the price of this and my refrigerator, I still saved money from not buying one of those really high-end refrigerators. Of course, I know they're really good and they're probably worth the money, but I'm just going to try this out. So I've got it plugged in. I haven't even topped this up yet, so that's what it says right now. It's plugged in, it's powered up, but I haven't turned on the actual refrigerator, the cooling mechanism. So right now it says I got 73 hours of runtime at 76% battery life, not pulling any sort of watts right now. So let me just show you real quick. Here's the little turn on mechanism. 1, 2, it said it recommended around 3 for refrigerator cooling temps. And what we're pulling out right now is going to find its leveling off point. So we're pulling around 70. It's going all over the place. Low 70s, every now and then high 70s, and we got 17 hours of runtime at 76% battery life. And when we hook this up to the car charging station, it'll just top that off really good. But I ran this thing for, like I said, 6 hours, 7 hours at the highest temperature setting, and I was able to freeze some ice in the freezer. Just testing it out. Full disclosure, this thing is not necessarily designed for van lifing and RVing. It said specifically, actually, in the instructions of when I was reading through it, that it was not designed and not recommended for RVing and mobile homes. Well, this is a van, so hopefully it'll be all okay. But like I said, I'm not fully recommending this. I haven't tried it out yet. But as far as hooking it up to the power source and letting it run for a little bit and fitting it into the space it needs to fit into, it's perfect so far. And for the price, it's not bad at all. And I did put this in the place it's going to go. I'll show you. It's going to sit just like that. Got my little battery power station sitting right next to it. And ow, ooh, just nailed my knee. Ooh, ow. But as you can see behind here, there is a little bit of gap and there is a van cavity back there. So I think having some ventilation around the back, around the side, and around this side, and I didn't want to cover up my little shutoff valve for my water. This actually fits perfectly right here. And I think I'm going to turn these doors around. You can readjust it to where it opens from this side. And when I was looking at it, it looks like it would be real tight with my bed coming out, so I was a little nervous. The bed fits perfectly in here with the refrigerator. It's couldn't ask for a better fit. Of course, you're not going to be able to get any midnight snacks, but that's okay. What I'm thinking is this refrigerator doesn't look too bad. It's got a nice stainless steel front face, but it's just not doing it for me creativity-wise. So what I think I'm going to do is remove their logo, sand it, and give it a quick coat of paint. And we'll do it a fun, funky color. Just make it stand out a little bit. And I was going back and forth, what complementary color would look good with a teal color scheme and black and white. And honestly, I think I'm going to go with some type of yellow. DeWalt yellow. Like a golden orangey yellow. I think that color always complements teal really nicely. So let's go ahead and try to remove these panels. Well, that was easy. Let's see if we can break these down a little bit more and pop off that trim. Well, those trim pieces are a little bit tricky to get off. I tried prying them off with a screwdriver and I didn't want to scratch the front. So I'm just going to tape them up and sand it. I gave it a real quick scratch coat with some 320 sandpaper. I tried doing it with an orbital sander and it ate through the finish too quick on my top panel. So then I just did it by hand, and now I'm going to clean it up with some acetone just to get rid of any fine dust and shoot a coat of primer on it. Well, while I got that drying, I'm gonna run get some food and then go to Home Depot, check out some colors. Alright, so I got my coats of primer on here. And I'm gonna try something. So I got my yellow color, Golden Sunset. So I'm gonna use this, but this is gloss and I don't really want gloss. So I'm gonna try and use a satin clear coat after the gloss, and hopefully that'll knock down some of the shimmer. Will it work? I don't know, but we'll try it. Looks pretty good. Well, the refrigerator's all painted. I did about 3, maybe 4 coats of paint. And then I started taking the tape off and then totally forgot to put on the clear coat. But I kind of like the gloss look on it. And I think there's enough coats on there to act as a protective barrier in case anything bumps against it or scratches it or anything. And I don't know if putting the satin on top of gloss would mess it up in any way. So for now, I'm just leaving it. Here's the reveal. And while I was working on that, I started working on another project in between paint coats. And I was finishing up the rear of the van. Voila! I put some marine grade waterproof vinyl on the back of these walnut or maple cabinets with a walnut face frame. Fits in there, cleans it up real nice, and it's waterproof. So when I put my surfboard in there, I won't have to worry about that maple veneer peeling up and warping over time. But I think that looks pretty good. And I also think the refrigerator looks pretty good with that teal and that yellow. I like it. It's going to look really nice when those cabinets are all done. And that's going to be it for this video. Nice little refrigerator. I think it looks pretty good. Maybe not as nice as a Dometic or Isotherm, but it still works. Anyway, so it's cool. It's nice to paint. I don't think I would take on painting a Dometic. Next up, we're building some cabinets in here. If it wasn't so cold outside, I'd be working outside, building me some cabinets. But being in Georgia, the weather is all over the place. A couple days ago, 70, sunny. Next day, rainy, sleety. Today, not a cloud in the sky, but it's like 30 degrees. So, weather permitting, we'll be getting this done real soon. But thank you guys, and I'm glad we're to a point where things look like they're coming together, and it's looking more and more like a built-out van. I actually talked to a guy today about getting a wrap for the van, getting a nice either cleaning it up really good and getting a wrap to get rid of all those emblems that you see on the side of the van from the previous owner. But we'll see. Maybe we'll make a video about that. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.